Hello, captains. Today I'm going to be doing a video on the Tier 4 Hosho. If you're interested in carriers or haven't tried them out and still have some interest but not sure really what to do with it, this is just a really basic primer. I'm not any a big deal player, but I think I can go over the basics with you and help you out a bit in how you play the Hosho. I just start off with the basic stuff. You go through to the modules. Here you see my consumables where I'm using a damage control party 1. You really don't need a premium damage control party in this ship, so don't even bother with it. Upgrades, you get 2 upgrades. Okay. Air groups modification 1 increases by 10% the average damage per second of aircraft guns, so it's a no-brainer. And the other one, again, this is reducing the risk of flooding and fire. And flooding and fire is a real big problem for you. So these 2 upgrades are real no-brainers. Going to the exterior, start here with camouflage. Camouflage, I recommend that no matter what you play, you always bring some camouflage with you, something. I've got all kinds of camouflages here, but this is the basic one. It's minus 3% to detectability range by sea. Okay, it's not a lot. Okay, but it's if you play your ship well and you try to stay close to the rest of your team, then that little 3% could make a big difference. So go ahead and use that. I mean, I used to use this one here, which again, it adds +4 to maximum dispersion of shells fired by the enemy attacking your ship, and that's okay. That's that helps them. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm just going to go ahead and mount that, okay? Because it's cool. It looks good. It costs you 22,500, but it adds to the dispersion of shells being fired at you. And you, as anybody who's played carriers knows, you're after those destroyers are always going to be looking out for you. So that's a good one to have displayed, mounted. I really do recommend it. I mean, it adds visually, and it also is somewhat functional. It's only a tiny bit of a help given the small maps that you'll fight on, but I really do recommend it. Going to flags. The top 3 flags here are the ones that I think are the most helpful and which I use almost all the time. This one here, the November Echo 77, okay, it gives you 10% to average damage per second of self-defense armament for aircraft with rear gunners. So that helps out your bombers if they're attacked by enemy fighters. And seeing as how you can't strafe in Tier 4, this will help you to possibly get some kills on their fighters. India Xray, this increases the chance of fire from your bombs. And this one here, Juliet Whiskey, increases the chance of flooding. So increasing fire and flooding, you really want that, because that is how you do a lot of damage with carriers. And if you have the flags, I would really use them. In this case, I've also put on this flag. It doesn't matter. Those 3, I think, are the ones you really want to do. Flags, of course, doesn't make any difference whatsoever. Put it on whatever you want. So that just about does it. In general, the problem that you're going to have with the Hosho is that at Tier 4, you're going to be going up against like the Langley. And the Langley has much better fighters than your fighters, and so whatever you can do to get your fighters to the best capability they can is good. Now, you look at my captain here. I have a tier 11. I have 11 slots there for my Hosho captain. The two most important, and personally speaking, that I find is that you really need is you need torpedo armament expertise, because it turns around your servicing time on your torpedo bombers by 20%, and since that is your main armament, your main battery, you want those torpedo bombers to be able to get out, to land and take off as fast as possible. And the other one is air supremacy, which will give you an extra fighter when you launch. So instead of 4, you'll be going with 5. And when you play, you should always look and see if the other side, if the other guys, or even your teammates, how many fighters they're sporting. If they're sporting an extra fighter, that means they're at least tier 10 captain. And if you're not tier 10, it just means you're going to have to be even more careful with your fighters. Right now I'm up to tier 11, and I also have dogfighting expert, which helps a lot when you're fighting against a higher tier aircraft. In this case, the Hosho many times will end up fighting tier 4 carrier, will end up fighting together against a tier 5 carrier. So for example, the Bogue or the Zuiho. This will give you a little bit of a boost in fighting against those aircraft. Mind you, Japanese fighters are in general pretty weak, so like I say, every little bit counts. It's and you're looking more at placement with fighters than you are with head-to-head fights. You don't want to fight anybody else's fighters if you don't have to. In an even fight, you want to drag them over your own ships so that their AA can help out in taking down his aircraft. So you have to be real careful with your fighters. Real careful with your fighters. So let's play a game here and see what happens. So at the beginning, I usually use my fighters as a bit of a scout, and I will usually gather my 2 torpedo bomber squadrons together, so that when I attack, I will attack with both torpedo bombers on the same target. That's generally how I fight with the Hosho. When I do so, I try to do it in a cross drop manner. So here we are. We're in a tier 4 game, and we've got a Hosho here against us. Let's see here. So we're basically the same. Only 2 DDs. DDs are important. So let's get into the battle here. Here's my Hosho, looking very cool in its camouflage. See other gray ships out there. So there's your... Oh, I myself, when I get down focus, I use my mouse wheel to get it up as high as possible. And then I look to move my ship. So it's going to be in a place where there's battleships around me. So here we go. I'm going to launch my... First I launch my torpedo planes. I'm going to go to full power here. And these torpedo planes, I I move them so that I try to get them basically in the same place. My fighter plane didn't launch. Let's launch the fighter plane. This looks like my guys are going to be coming down in this area here. So I'm going to support in this area down here. So off we go here. Well, I don't know how that happened. So here's his fighters. Now, it's good to take a look at him. And you see he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 fighters. He's got 4 and I've got 5. Which means that I've got him outgunned. I've got 5 fighters to his 4. So I can beat him in a head-on if I want, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to just keep him throttled back a little bit here. I'm going to try to turn my ship around a little bit. So I'm coming over here. I won't mind to go head-to-head with him if he wants to. What I don't want to do is go over top of a ship when I do it. You see, this guy's not going to be able to turn all the way around there, so I'll just bring him like this. We'll see if he tries to intercept me. This guy's in a bad position. He's probably going to get hit. He made a nice turn there at the very end.
Waypoint reached.
Oh, he missed his drop. Missed his drop. So I have take him out of here. Now I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in there. Notice how I'm getting the Kaiser's helping me out here with anti-aircraft. Okay, so now I'm going to come down after him. Going to start being a little bit more aggressive. That drops him down to 3 fighters. This guy down here is probably going to go sniping for a CV, and this guy's probably headed straight back for where his CV is. Taking any aircraft fire here. And there's the Hosho. So I'll leave him alone. Now I'm going to come in after this Diane. And notice what I'm going to do here. I'm going to send 1 to the back. Send him over here. So he's going to drop straight behind him, and hopefully this guy will drop to the side of him, so force him to stay straight. I got a hit. Where's my fighter?
Waypoint reached. Destination reached.
Only got 1 hit out of that.
Autopilot mode enabled.
Okay, he's on a second set of 4 here. And as I'm coming down to try to stay with these guys so that I get a fast turnaround on on my torpedo bombers. Don't want to go close to his ships. He's trying to get these dive bombers come out over here, or torpedo bombers rather. And I'm just providing carrier air patrol here. Let's take a look here. These guys are severely hurt. This guy's severely hurt here. How's this guy doing over here? Just keeping an eye on what's going on. Wick's got damaged pretty badly. I think there's a guy's doing pretty good with his being able to get in there. I'll try to finish off his fighters here. Oh, they won't let me. Now maybe if I chase his bombers, there he goes. Okay. There's the Diane. Now this time he's winning this fight. So I need to get out of here quick. So I'm just going to do a quick attack on him. Cross-dropping on him as best I can. And let's see how this turns out. There we go.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Detected by aircraft, so now he knows where I am.
Our team has taken the lead.
Out goes my fighters. He's down to one fighter now. Some guys, you know, some guys can
Autopilot mode disabled.
Let's see here.
Autopilot mode enabled.
Some guys, you know, you can use your. They like to use this and keep a good eye on what's going on, but I'm not a very good at all of this stuff, so I just for this games I just I need to play too. I just this guy's getting beat up on. He's going to die here pretty soon. And I think we can see almost all the ships in the fight now, so I'm going to turn my ship towards them. So I'm just going to come right through. There we go. Searching for his carrier now. There's his carrier. Back over here. Come down to intercept. He's going to have to take the fight. There we go. There he is over here. So I've shut down all this aircraft now. Come up here. And take this guy. Just hold him off here. Take this guy. Send him to the side. Now we're going to attack him here from behind. Oops. That looks like I probably blew this. Cross-dropping, coming from behind and to the side. Escapes the one there, but he has to go straight now. So this will get him with at least two. Might only get one. Oh, okay.
Autopilot mode enabled.
So now I need to make sure that he doesn't do any more harm with these torpedo guys. And I also need to watch this guy. Help my team now. Putting myself in between. So I'm spotting him. Getting into that range of that battleship. It's probably not a good thing to do. Might lose a fighter there. I've got him, so out of there. Now to get his other. Get him. So I'll pull him out so that he doesn't have doesn't get into the range of anti-aircraft. Although the anti-aircraft isn't really a big problem, you still can lose aircraft. I'm going to set up here for another cross drop here. Back a little bit, and now go for him. See, I can just do it like that. He comes over here. And move it straight like that. If not a good drop. Somebody else killed him for me. So hopefully this will screw up his. There you go. Screwed up his launch of his torpedoes, and because of it, our let's see here. These guys are all spread out. I don't know why. They need to be coming in. He's running out of ammunition. This guy's probably up here somewhere, though. Not the greatest game. So again, set up for a cross drop here. Come over here. Come over here.
Our team is taking the lead.
Hopefully they'll both twirl and come in at the same time. There we go. Run from the head, run from the side. It has to maintain a straight course. Boom, two torpedoes.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
He's got one there and two there, so he doesn't have a whole lot left. Hopefully here. We're going to shoot this guy down. He's coming in at the geyser. It will affect his drop anyway. There he goes, and he's dead. And doesn't look like I'm going to get a chance to kill this carrier. And there you go, end of the game. Let's see how it came out. I believe that was an inexperienced Hosho captain. 47,000, not bad. Team score, let's see how I turned out there. Huh? Number 1. He shot down 10 of my aircraft, but just wasn't enough. And there you go. A lot of times people say go after the go after the battleships, but if you do good cross drops, you get good hits, and you can take cruisers, destroyers, whatever. Like I say, I like to keep my my torpedo planes together and do a cross dropping on them, and one way or another you're going to get at least one hit, if not two. So let me see here, and notice I got 3 floodings. I released 40 torpedoes, only got 7 hits, but I got 3 floodings, and that is what really racks up points and kills ships for you. So 47,000. I mean, that's not so bad. I've seen people get, 100,000 and think, but that's an okay game. So just to give you an idea how I play the Hosho, and give you all some ideas. Hey, my friend. And And so I hope you enjoyed this. It's I guess for most people out there playing World of Warships, this is nothing really spectacular or new. It's just if you're interested in and you've never tried CVs, here's a way to try it. And also remember that with your captains, if you've been playing the game before and you haven't tried aircraft carriers and you want to, you've got all of these other ships, the ARP ships. Before we used to get the ARP ships. They have some good captains in there, and this is a 10-point captain. And you see, I can assign those captains to the Japanese ships. So, although I won't do it, it's you really want to get your captain up to 10 points there and then that's good enough. You're cool. Everything else is just gravy. 10-point captain is what you need for these lower tier ships. And I guess that's everything. Hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, I'll see you later.